Another quick one. Today, I would say enough. It's enough. And we're no longer going to sit on the fence at black people, at Africans. And if we're not ready for the business of civilization, since ours were stopped, I think we should give up the land for recolonization. It is time. I have to be quite honest with myself. It is quite long overdue. We have Orania that was founded in 1991.
Orania.
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 I will tell you for sure. The whole of South Africa, the only place that is working is Orania. And we should be ashamed of ourselves. The whole of African countries that has about 54 countries. These are long queues. People waiting to collect cash from the ATM. This is what a large population does. And almost more than 1 billion people. 3,000 out of 1 billion people are enjoying life in your backyard. And you're not worried. And you don't care. That means what they say, it's somehow true that we are not ready for civilization, or we cannot lead a civilized world. I know that all these are lies. But what I understand that we are quite lazy. We really want to enjoy ready-made food. We really want to enjoy what others have provided. But this is not the way to go. If we want to create something, you have to take the pen. You have to get your hands dirty. You have to articulate. You have to think things that would be at par with who you are. Today, we are Muslims. We are Christians. We are Hindus. We are Hare Krishnas. We are this, we are that. But we are not Africans. And that means we will never enjoy this world. Other descents are enjoying this world. What we are doing, it's living in hell, and will just disappear without having anything to show for it. And today, 2025, we have about 3,000 people there. My village, Mbise, has more than 2 million people. Yes. And the people are hardworking. The land is good. However, the colonial caretaker of that place is Nigeria. And in that place, we have 3 local governments. We cannot boast of steady electricity. We cannot boast of good road network. We cannot boast of education. We cannot boast of everything that you can gauge with a human existence. In my quiet times, I would say we have wasted a lot of time. Now, we are talking about Orania. Everyone started Orania this, Orania that. 3,000 people are developing a new land for white Africans, descendants of colonial invaders from the Netherlands. It is exclusively white-dominated settlement. And here we have the land. As Africans, the land belongs to you. What it means is that we are not even living. It is a pure hell. Then you will talk about the colonial establishment in Nigeria. If you are still watching by this time, please subscribe, share, and like. I appreciate your support. Thank you very much. Which has almost 250 million people. Same thing that is happening in my village is happening in the whole of that colonial arrangement, Nigeria. Then you come the whole of Igbo land, which is about 60 million people. So, are we serious with life? We have only one time to live in this world. I saw my grandparents. These men and women never enjoyed the gift of life. They labored, they suffered until they left the earth. Now I have seen myself having the same trajectory. And at the end of the day, You look around, you ask yourself, is it that we are not serious? Is it that we don't know who we are? Is it that there is something with us? Okay. On my last post, I requested that black men who have failed should rise, stand, and be counted at this moment. Orania has only 3,000 people. Orania was established by one man. Orania has everything that you can think of, and they are developing more. Now we know that you cannot make a difference. You cannot be creative with a legion, with a crowd. It's only few people. I'm reaching out to black people wherever. If you are serious to change the life we are living today, we need less than 3,000 men to make a difference. Are we serious with development? Do we just want to live here and suffer? We have only one life. No one is promised the second time. The highest we can live here on earth, if we say we have good life expectancy, it is only max 80 years with good health. For myself, I have lived almost half of that 80 years. I cannot boast of what life should be as it is here in Europe. Orania has university, has banks, hospital. Anything that a society needs to function, Orania has it. My village in Mbise that has 3 million people, we don't have anything. And I have to be frank with you, there is no time to sugarcoat because we are dealing with real issues. Whenever I visit my village, I run generators. Yes, all night, all day. Whenever I visit my village, I generate my own water because I have drilled a borehole for myself and those who would come around. Whenever I visit my village, I always change the tires, the brake parts, the bushing. There is no week that I will not take the vehicle to a mechanic to fix it. And we have Orania, where you live peacefully. So we have to be ashamed of ourselves at this point. And I would say we are going to take the blame. And if we don't, that means we are going to live in perpetuity with pains, sufferings, and anguish. If you are ready, reach out. Let's create a home. Let's restart our civilization that was stopped. Because, as usual, we will just sit by, talk about it passively. Orania would succeed, and Africa at large would still fail. The question is this: are we really mentally strong? Are we disciplined to develop a society that we can call our own? Are we mentally strong to take the pen to find out who we are and develop a society according to who we are, our beliefs, the way we see the world? Or do we want to be lazy people and who wants to enjoy democracy that is not at par with African way of life? You want to enjoy the Western education which is not at par with African way of life. You want to enjoy the Western modern medicine which is not at par with African way of lives. The question I'm asking you, yes, we have a lot of professors, engineers, anything, name it, from the Western education, and you can see it has failed woefully because it was not designed with African way of life. People are dying still. Roads are still uncompleted. There is no electricity because we have not stood up to say this is how we are going to run a society. Our society must not be as it is in Europe. Check India, check China. They are doing things in an Indian way. China is doing things in a Chinese way. So why are we copying? And when you copy, you have nothing and no one will take you serious. This has to stop. We don't have no time. I have lived half of my life almost. And if I sit on the fence and allow this to keep on going, that means the life that was given to me was a waste. The consciousness has to be brought up. The consciousness has to be on the forefront. And people really must take life serious. Be intentional. Know why you were put here. We have a choice to make today. Either we develop Africa in an African way for African people, or we release ourselves for recolonization, and that means eternal domination. Men have risen. Men are doing things, and African men are nowhere to be found. Today, I live in Sweden. My name is Chisomaga. If you are ready for this call to restart African civilization, reach out.